So I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Look, there are no easy solutions. The light comes after the dark. I just want you to think about that. As your personal life fitness coach, I'm here to call BSBS. When you sign up for something that promises you instant return, run like hell. Think about it. It's out there every stinking day, and I get it. I understand it. I know we want a quick fix. I know we're pissed off. I know we don't feel good. But none of that happened overnight. You don't even know how good you can feel when you change from the inside out. And that's what I'm challenging you to do and offering to do with you each and every day. I was put on this earth to help people live bigger, dream better, and thrive, not just survive. That's right. So my mission statement says to educate, motivate, empower. I'm not sure how well, hey Sherry, long time no see. I am not sure how well I've done the educational part. But I'm going to dig deeper, I promise you that. I know I've been blessed to be able to empower people to live and believe in themselves. If I could hit the heart button, Sherry, I would. So believe that. Dream it. Absolutely miss you. But I am. Hey, Annie, I'm tired of it. Poor Tanya last night, if you're watching live, had to hear me fuss about what I've seen with physicians sometimes promising things. What happens when the doctor leaves? When you are committed to buy somebody else's food? Look, I don't want you to buy my food. Look, I have a supplement I would love to share with you, but if that's not for you, then we'll figure out another way. I'll tell you why I do it, what I do. We're going to dig here and here, and it's hard to even tell you what it is, but I'm going to listen to your story and let you know you have value. So I'm so freaking tired, I just want to jump up and down. Hey, Travis, I know for a fact that when you dig into the 7 elements of health and wellness, emotional, environmental, intellectual, occupational, physical, social, and spiritual health, you can do great things. But it takes time. Every single thing that I offer is offered to you on a month-to-month basis. Why do I do it that way? So it doesn't scare the shit out of you about your financial investment. But it also makes me provide such value that you won't walk away. I'm then going to hand you, whatever the meeting is, a personal commitment contract that you're going to sign that says you'll be with us for a year. And that's non-binding and it's not legal, but you're doing it with yourself. It's an emotional commitment to you. And in that contract, it's going to say, what are 3 things you're going to do when you feel like a failure, when you feel like quitting, when you do something that's detrimental to your growth. Are you going to call me? Are you going to text me? Are you going to reach out to me? Are you going to message me? Are you going to sit in a moment of silence? What is it? I can't tell you, but I can help you. I do absolutely believe there's a mosquito on my forehead. But I believe that you should move every day. I do. You're a mammal and you're made to move. You don't have to train like a professional athlete. You don't have to train like a collegiate athlete. But what you have to do is you have to move more today than yesterday and less today than tomorrow. And then what we have to do is learn about proper portion size. Look, there's no magic pill. Just a B12 shot ain't what it's about. Because if you don't learn why, and you don't understand your why, I believe you're destined to fail. And it's cyclical. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Just eating a high fatty diet isn't the answer. Eating food in the least processed way is part of the answer. Surrounding yourself with a healthy community is a huge part of the answer. So in the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, the foreword, I believe it is, he talks about a community in the mid-1800s in Pennsylvania those immigrants came over from Italy. And for about 40-ish years, you would have never known it wasn't in Italy because everybody spoke Italian. And as the first group came and the next group came, I would love that, Sherry. The next group came, they realized that these people weren't dying of heart disease. So the problem of cardiovascular disease, which is presently the current #1 killer of Americans, soon to be bypassed by complications of morbid obesity. But these people weren't dying of complications of cardiovascular disease. So they went back to the old country and they did research on what they were doing. And what they found is they moved every day and they were surrounded by a healthy community. They had people that loved them. They had big grand dinners. They went to the butcher. They went to the baker. They went to the farmer, and they had somebody that cared about them. The way our society is built today, hey Penny, is that you retire at whatever. Look, old coaches never retire. We just fade away. But you retire and you lose. You don't have your family. You don't have your friends. You don't have your coworkers. You don't have a connection. So you don't have a purpose. So we're going to help you find your purpose. We're going to have you find a reason to get your ass out of bed every single day. So it's the top 3 things in a TED Talk I watched too. It related that same thing. It's about healthy community. And this isn't in any particular order, except community was number 1. They don't know yet, because we don't have the data, whether building a community and connectivity online has the same benefit. We just don't have the research. The studies, the longitudinal studies aren't done and they're not there. Hey, Kathy, aren't there yet. But 1 is exercise. You need to move every day. Every day. More today than yesterday and less today than tomorrow. Thank you. I'd love to be on a TED Talk, actually. Maybe I'll put that on my big dream board. I would love that. So you need to move every day. You need to get your immunizations. You need to be healthy. If you're over 60 or over, ask your doctor about a shingle shot. If he or she hasn't told you enough about it, let's look it up together. So one of our champs today talked about getting her colonoscopy. Not the most pleasant thing perhaps in the world, but she's over 50 and it's important to get it done. For women, you should get your mammogram. Men, you should get tested for testicular cancer. Know your NADS, boys. Get it done. Get it done. It's not always pleasant, but if we can find and detect something early, we can do something about it. Did you also know that up to 90% of preventable disease is curable by proper diet and exercise? You don't have to throw out the damn baby with the bathwater. I think you should have good food, good drink, have a great love life, and be surrounded by friends and family your whole life. And if you have those things, it's a pretty damn good life, and hopefully you'll lay your head down at the end of your lifespan and not have a damn regret. So I'm sick and tired of the bullshit that's being sold. Don't buy a bill of goods. Find a community, find a connection, find somebody that's going to love you where you are, pick you up when you're down, call bullshit, and then empower you to believe. Sherry, you'll make me lose focus. Empower you to believe in yourself. There's only one of you, and will only ever be one of you. You know what? You're kind of a big deal. You were put on this earth for a purpose. If you haven't found your purpose yet, then let's find it together. If you've found your purpose, share it with me. I'm empowered by people who know where the hell they're going. What is your why? Where do you want to go? And part of this also came today. I was in San Marcos, Texas. For those that don't know, it's a little north of San Antonio, south of Austin, north of my community. And I was walking, and the guy said, we just started a conversation because that's who I am. You are kind of a big damn deal, Cherry. And he said, hey, are you a student here at Texas State? I'm like, dude, my kids are all grown and gone, and I have an adult stepson too who's studying, and I have a 15-year-old stepdaughter too, so thank you so much. And he just kind of laughed. Hey, Nancy. He just kind of laughed, and I said, look, here's the deal. I picked my parents right. I didn't do a crap load of drugs growing up. I was never a smoker. For the most part, I exercise every day, and I eat right. I love good beer, good wine, and good people too. And you should never belittle any of that. So dream big, dream often, dream out loud. But you got to start. And look, anything, hey Abby, anything is possible with your health, and zero is possible without your health. Nancy is a pharmacist, and I know that she prescribes drugs every day for preventable disease. Every day. Every day. Hey Jackie, 22 letters, every day. And it hurts my heart. I lost my father at 68 years old because of lifestyle choices. He was a smart man, he was a loving man, but he was a big man. And food was his drug of choice. And it's just fired me up. I had no idea that my dad would contract some disease at 63, sit down in a chair and never stand up. And he was paralyzed from T4 down, so just about the upper part of his back, right? It affected his diaphragm, so it affected his breathing. And cognitively, he just disappeared over the next 5 years. And it was a fate worse than death for my mother, and nobody should have to do that. And we're not guaranteed a damn thing. All we're going to do is hedge our bets. So we're going to move more today than yesterday. We're going to eat better today than yesterday. We're going to love better today than yesterday. And we're going to do it as a community. And if any of this resonates with you, please reach out. All I ever ask is to have a healthy conversation. That's it. Because I want my tribe or my vibe to attract my tribe. I want like-minded people. I want people that are also going to challenge me. I want people that are going to call my bullshit. And if I say I'm going to do something I haven't done, they're like, dude, where is it? You promised you would do it. So hold me accountable. Today, I was talking to another coach and I challenged her on her goals. And then she came back and said, what are your goals? I'm like, nobody ever asked me what my goals are. I share my dreams. Hey, Bobby. But nobody specifically asks me. So we're moving, thank you, dear. We're moving so that this business is going to be majority online so we can reach people from coast to coast or globally, because the world needs it. The world needs a healthy community. The world needs an inspired community. The world needs a community that knows that every day is a great day, that you should take responsibility for your actions, that they should embrace the crap. Because where you are, maybe you've been stepping in shit for a long time, and now it's time to put on a different pair of boots. But even in the journey, that's positive. Sometimes life's difficult. You get a flat tire. Somebody you love dies. You get diagnosed with a disease, which is terrible and has set you back, and you're not sure where you're going to go. But when you have a safe place to land, it's better than a hard bar stool. And I've been there on both ends of that too. So look, I'm real, I'm genuine, and who I am. And look, I know I've lived more than half my life. Although that being said, in those TED Talks, the reason they were talking about that you should move more, get your immunizations, and be surrounded by community is because they talked about places they call blue zones, where there are more people that live to 100 or older. And so who knows? Maybe I've only lived half my life. If I have the pleasure to live to 100, I want to be cognitive, I want to be physically strong, and I want to have a healthy love life. How about that, Sherry? So who cares, right? Hey, look, I wasn't picking on anybody, but if it hits home, then that's why we're here. I want to paint a picture where you see yourself. Look, I have succeeded in many things in my life. I have failed in many things in my life. And I don't know, maybe some of those failures are what put me here. Maybe those successes are what put me here. I was listening to a podcast, and if you haven't noticed, I love personal development. I'm inspired by it every day. I listen to people who have succeeded. I listen to people who have failed. I've listened to people who failed and then succeeded, and people who have succeeded, then failed, and then succeeded again. But Steve Jobs had talked about when he got fired from his first computer company, like his company he got fired from. Dale Partridge owned Sevenly, which is a nonprofit, and he got fired from his own company too. But so Steve Jobs got fired from his own company. He quit college. He took a calligraphy course. He didn't really say why, but because it was something to do. Maybe he didn't want to sit on the hard bar stool. So he took the course, he learned from it. Then 10 years later, adios Sherry, 10 years later, he started another company, Apple. And when he did, he put in beautiful fonts that IBM had never done before, so it was new. And he said you can't be, that was looking back. He was looking how beneficial taking that calligraphy course was. So you can never connect or count the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So think about that. We don't know why we're doing what we're doing today necessarily and how it's going to pay dividends. But I do challenge you to look in the mirror today. And if you're 20, 30, 40, or 50, what are you going to do? Hey, T, what are you going to do today that your body at 20, 30, 40, or 50 will thank you for? Because once again, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to stand for it. Look, if they're selling you smoke and mirrors, just like the very, very beginning of The Wizard of Oz, look, he was selling a potion, right? He was selling something that didn't really do anything. It was a placebo. And then by the end of the movie, he came and told the Cowardly Lion that he had courage, right? He told the Tin Man that he had heart. They all had it already. The Scarecrow already had a brain, and Dorothy really was surrounded by friends and family, so she had a home. So what that means, and what I'm telling you, you have it within you, and maybe it's just been buried because you've been wallowed in crap for a long time. So if you want to dream big, dream often, dream out loud, be reminded that dreams are worth chasing, to be reminded that there's only one of you, there will only ever be one of you, and you're kind of a big deal. I'd love to join you or have you join me because we have lots of things coming down the pike. We have at least 3 avenues to help engage you to do those 3 things. So I want you to stand up. I want you to shout, you're mad as hell, and you're not going to take it anymore. Have a great day. If anything that's resonated with you, please Subscribe to our live videos. Please like, comment, or share so we can continue the conversation. Now that you've watched this, your challenge is to get off your ass and go for a 5-minute walk. Yes, seriously. And then put in here, did it. Bye, y'all.